Good morning, everyone. This is Brian again. I'm going to try and do this video real quick. It was originally going to be a webinar, but I took the weekend off, went to the beach, so I am completely slammed and behind. So I'm going to run through this video as not a webinar, and then you can post questions up on it if you have any after that. What this one's going to be covering is, I had a question, is binary options gambling? Or is Forex gambling? And then I was going to do the webinar Friday, and somebody asked me about Nadex. Now, out of the three, I would consider 2 out of the 3 safe. This is on short-term trading only. Longer term, the one that I am going to be saying is crap. It evens itself out a little bit there, but it's still not my favorite. Okay, so we're going to start off with, is it gambling? No, because out of all 3 of them, you're still using the exact same chart. Whether I'm trading binary options, I'm trading Nadex, or I'm trading just typical Forex trades like buy, sell. 2 out of the 3 on the short term, I have 100% control over my risk reward. So that way I can institute well-managed money management. Without money management, then you are gambling, because all 3 of them, you're making decisions based off the same chart, so that's educated. I use my charts to make my decisions when I enter a trade. If I enter a Forex trade, and we'll go through on each one at a time so I can show you why 2 out of the 3 are not gambling, and you can use proper money management, and the third you can't. Okay, so this is Forex. Whenever I place a trade, I use something called an expert advisor. And if we go into that, what happens is anytime I take a trade, and I'll set this up so you can see it, and we'll zoom in on the screen. I have something that's called a take profit and a stop loss. What that means is no matter what happens, and this isn't real money, but let's just say each one of these pips, this is a pip, and that's how I stop it. So if I take a trade, I can lose $10, I can make 30. So that's a 3-to-1 risk reward, meaning every 3 trades I would have to win 1 to break even. That's actually a little bit better odds than binary options, where most brokers are about 70%, so you have to have a 60% or higher ITM, where with Forex it's about 33 to 40%. Now the thing is if you take a trade, you have to take your whole 30 pips for risk reward to be correct. But I'm not going to get real too much into that. I've had a request to show Forex, and I will show it later, but let's see what happens now and how this risk management is controlled. So I'm set to a 3-to-1 risk reward now. And I'm going to go ahead and I'll do a, let's see, this is a Wanda, it's a demo, buy. Okay, so if you see, the first thing that automatically happens is this green line appears. This is where I buy. Now you notice price is way below it because there's a spread. So from here to here is the spread. Let's see on my expert advisors, I don't think it's set up for, oh, it is set up for live. So the next thing you see that pops up is this red line down here. This is the stop loss. This is this is the absolute maximum amount of money I could lose. When price moves to here, it closes the trade for me. I cannot lose any more than that. If price moves all the way up to here, which we're on a 5-minute time frame, I wouldn't be trading 10 and 30 pips, it'd be smaller. But if price moves up to here, that's where it takes profit. I cannot win any more than that. So that's what's called a risk reward ratio. Give me a second. Anything above this green line, I make money. Anything below the green line, I lose money. And this is my protection right here, this red line. So if all of a sudden out of nowhere a bank drops, I don't know, $10 billion on the market, and it forces price down all the way to here where this little box is, my trade would close here, and that's all the money I would lose. That lets me use proper money management because I know what my losses are going to be. Alright, so number 2 is binary options. Now binary options, and again, I forgot to mention, for Forex, this trade can go on 2 minutes or 30 seconds or 3 days. Until price hits either here or here, this trade stays open. Whereas with binary options, they're time-based purchases. And it's simply call or put, buy or sell. And you don't have to worry about a stop loss being hit, because let's say price did here and it shot down to here for 2 seconds. My trade closes, and then 5 seconds later it shoots up to here. I don't make any money. If it hits this line, I lose my money and the trade is closed. Where in binary options, if the price was here, shot down to here, and I'm in a 5-minute trade, So the first minute it hits here, and the end of the 5 minutes it hits here, I still win. The trade doesn't get closed out. So it's give and take on what you're getting out of the trades. The disadvantages of using Forex is you don't get your true risk reward management until price is hitting your take profit. So occasionally you might get in a trade that's 3-to-1 and news is about to hit, so I close it and I actually get a 2.5 risk reward ratio to 1 because I close it up here and not all the way up here. With binary options, you don't have to worry about things like that. It's just time based. So it's give and take on what you get out of the trading. Binary options, let me bring this up real quick. Binary options is pretty simple. You pick your amount to invest. It's called put, buy. Return rate on this is 80%. So you know what your payout is and when it's going to pay out. So if you pick in 5 minutes, like this one says 14:30. This is just a diagram I'm using. Again, this is not gambling on this one because you know your payouts. The set payouts are what, to me, makes the difference between gambling and an actual investment, because you can control money management. You know what your return is before you get into the trade. You know what your loss is before you get into the trade. So you should be able to use your money management to keep yourself from blowing your account. Now, if you can't control your money management, that's a whole nother story. But it's definitely not gambling. So that covers Forex and binary options. What do the two have in common is fixed returns and fixed losses. So we are no longer gambling because you can use money management to control your investments. Now with Nadex, again, on a longer term, Nadex, this type of risk reward can be managed. But on the 5 minute, and I'm going to bring up a little screenshot I did. Okay, so this isn't actually the 5 minute, but this is how it works. In Nadex, what you get is a bid and an offer. This is a sell, and this is a buy. For every trade you take, you buy it in increments of one lot. It's called a lot. So if you buy, say for instance, let's see if we have a good round number on here anywhere. Okay, so here's a good example, the 41.47. If you pick the price is going to go lower on this one, then you would make what, $59, which actually comes out to what, 59% on your risk reward. It's a 59% payout, which if you're a binary broker, that's less than acceptable. The bare minimum you want is a 70% payout. So along those types of thinking, I would only be purchasing things that are 30 and below. So for instance, here's 30.50. Now let's say I wanted to take this one at 30.50. On the 5 minute charts with Nadex, here's where the problem comes in. Is by the time I get this order open and it's 30.50, and let's say it drops down to $28, I will hit buy at $28, and then when I go to see the order processed, it'll shoot me up to 47. So now all of a sudden I'm into a one-to-one trade, and my risk management is tossed out the window. The problem with Nadex on a short term is these bid and offers, which sell and buy, change so fast. You know you have no way to control your risk management because you may be getting into a great deal at 450. And by the time you get the trade open and entered, it will literally on the 5 minute charts, and I'm guessing you get the volatility because of the short term of this, but it will literally change so fast that you're knocked out of that $30 or below window. So for me, Nadex on the short term 5 minute trades is gambling. The part that you're gambling on is your entry right here. The price is still going to stay favorable for you by the time you get your order open and you hit buy. For me, when I did it at the end of December, for me, I would say about 50% of my trades, even if I won them, I was still getting a crap payout just because the sell and buy offer changed so rapidly on me, I could not control my money management. So that right there made it gambling, because I was gambling on the bid offer price that I was getting. The sell buy price I was getting was gambling because I could not control that. Where with binary options and with Forex, you can control everything about it. If price spikes up a little, not too bad. But the variations I was getting on this were just too extreme for me to maintain. And you weren't seeing these $4.59 ones. You might see them, but it was very rare on the 5 minutes. The 5 minutes was almost all in the middle ground where everything would be like a 50% chance. Not a 50% chance, like a 50% payout. And again, if you just can't control the risk reward on it. Because if you win this trade, let's say it was 20, you place 20 to get 80. Now, if that $20 jumps up to 30, then all of a sudden you place 30 to win 70, and if you lose your 30. Not so bad as in meh, where it seems like the money management's a little better, but it's not really, because the bid and the offer change so rapidly that it's damn near impossible to stay consistent with your money management. So again, guys, in my opinion, and again, this is just my opinion, Nadex on the higher time frame is doable. I refuse to trade them, though. I don't like their interface. The time decay, which means as the trade gets closer and closer to its expiry, then you get issues with it. All I could say is use the money management portion of binary options or Forex to your advantage. You have to be able to stick to good money management and know when to stop trading. If you can do that, it's no longer gambling. The portion of looking at the charts, we all use the same charts. If I'm trading Forex, I look at this chart. If I'm trading binary options, I look at this chart. And if I'm using Nadex, I look at this chart. There is no difference in the charts. What is different is the money management involved once you're entering a trade. And Forex and binary options, in my opinion, are fine. Nadex is just, on the short term, 5 minute is impossible. And then as you get up into the hour and 4 hour expiries they have, I still don't prefer it because they have what's called time decay. It's not just straight trading. It's not buy or sell, but then you have to take time decay into account. And I know there's probably going to be some different opinions on there, but I had a request to do the video, and those are my opinions on it. I mean, sorry if you don't agree, but hopefully that'll educate you a little bit. Again, the key to being successful, once you've learned how to trade, and you can hit 60%, if you're not making money, even if it's 10 cents a day, if you're hitting 60% ITM and not making money, go look in the mirror. It's your fault. You're not using good money management. Other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I probably have one more coming out later this week, but have a great week and have fun with your trading.